I want to talk about when they all come back. Something is happening. Everybody from my past is coming back, and it feels more like relief than triggering, which is fascinating. So I want to be in that conversation because I'm apparently in the conversation. I'm a character in that conversation. So, and everybody who's coming back is also saying to me that everybody that they have past experiences with are kind of coming out of the woodwork right now. And my beginning thought when this little portal started opening was, no, I don't need to relive this. I'm not doing this. But there's something bigger here that I wrote about that I want to talk about here, which is the transmutation is my only desire in this world for realization of patterns. And my physical earthly experience of this is that I'm a founding member of an environmental charter school. I worked there for years. We got an interim director. Things went sour. I said things that they didn't like. I'm a visionary. I was there from the beginning. They kind of booted me. And then that guy left and went, you know, living in Africa for fun while my kids were like trying to eat and couldn't because I lost my job in the school that I created, right? Huge identity loss there. And when I went back, I had a poor experience in the beginning, and then I went back for an alumni thing for my kids, and some of the teachers convinced me to allow my daughter to go there, and I did, and I wasn't going to because I was really mad, you know? And it wasn't our vision, and it just felt out of integrity, the whole thing, and I no longer felt a part of it, and that was possibly the only thing in my life I ever felt a part of, truly. So my daughter said to me the other day, and you know, a lot of my clients, they want credit for things, and I don't really get that. I don't get it, because I think that the credit that you get is the return that you get when you give something. And I was struggling because the main lady at the school, just like, I didn't even want credit. I just wanted, like, dude, I'm a person. Like, you're treating me like I'm not a person. I created this school. You're the reason I have this job. And I can't imagine how you just treat people. If this is how you're treating me, and I'm literally telling you, you're the receptionist at a school that I founded, and you're treating me like this, right? So, I hope that you're going to feel the kind of transmutation that I'm talking about in my pause, actually, because it took a lot of surrender for me to put my daughter back there and to pick her up every day and to know that I used to be a part of that, and now I'm nothing. And I would see the faces of these children that looked just like the faces of the kids that I worked with when I was a teacher there. And they would morph, and I would go, oh my God, it's the same, just different. Like, I could literally look at that kid and go, oh my God, that's Zoe. It looks just like her, but it's not her. It's a whole new generation. We named the school 7 generations for a reason. We wanted the impact to move through 7 generations and pivot something in the world. And so my daughter says to me the other day, I said, she has a learning disability, the same one that I did, but I was just called slow and in special reading classes, and I was never diagnosed or like really supported or helped. I was just told I was never going to be an A student, which was complete bullshit. So she has a learning disability, and she read the word picture, and she's in 1st grade. I said, honey, I couldn't have read that until like 6th grade, seriously. And she said, well, Mommy, I wish that you would have gotten to go to the school that I go to, because it's the best school in the world. Knowing that's my credit. That's my credit right there, right? I don't need somebody to recognize what I did back then, which I think I was triggered by this person who was just like blatantly acting like, I don't know, I just couldn't believe that she was the new face of this vision that we had, and she was not even close to the vision. She has since been displaced, by the way. But the transmutation in that, for me, feels like the full circle healing that I need. That I was really displaced. I mean, I dedicated my life to this school. I bought a house here. I was like 100% certain I was going to do this thing forever. And then I was kicked out, and my community watched it happen. And they felt sympathy for me. Some people tried to rally for me, but really it was like, I just realized like how alone you are, even if you create something that's like communal. It means really nothing if you don't have your own back, because I used to think like, these people have my back, like this is my mission in life. My mission just expanded. It got a lot bigger than this local school, which is kind of cool and cute because I get both, right? Some days I wish I was back in the classroom. I get both. My point is, the past is creeping in. And I shouldn't say creeping in. The past is strangely this way. It feels like I'm thinking of creeping in as like a root that's coming to like wrap around me and like drag me somewhere, which is what my past used to feel like. It's feeling like a root that is coming and just spiraling around me to give me a warm hug. And that's because I'm in myself. And what I mean by that is like, I know the difference between me and that thing that's coming in, that like I used to think, oh, the past is coming in and creeping in and it's kind of like tangle me up and pull me away and drag me away. And now I know like the past is just here next to me in the present. And all of those things I thought, oh my God, I have to go somewhere to get rid of these patterns. Like I didn't have to go anywhere. Like the pattern heals kind of, if you're really interested in transmutation, the pattern heals with the past. It's not like, oh, you don't keep doing the repetition compulsion thing where you go out and find a new person to heal the pattern with over and over and over again and just heal the pattern one layer out. It's that when it's so interesting, the vibratory feeling that I feel about all of these people who are from my past, who are kind of coming in and saying, hey, I'm knocking at your door, I'm coming over, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, I haven't seen you in a long time, what's going on, you know? But it's actually feeling the same way that I feel when Haven says, my school is the best school in the world, I wish you could have gone there, knowing I made that school. I was a part of that. That still has impact, and that is my credit. Like, that's the only due I ever want to receive, and I can feel the reception of that in my body. Just like when I am noticing that these people are coming in and I can feel a sense of relief instead of trigger. I'm not being pulled away from myself. I'm being with myself, with the things that I used to not be able to be with myself within. That's the healing and transmutation of relational realm repair, right? So I don't know how you feel about the things that are coming into your life right now, if they're coming in, if the past is creeping in, but I know what it's like to feel, oh, that's a creepy past thing that's coming in, and this way that I'm feeling now where I'm going, oh, I'm still myself here, interesting. My past is coming in to actually be with me instead of to rob me, which is what it felt like in the past, to be in the past. And that's because I have more of me, and I know the difference. Like, I'm not willing to give me away. And I'm not saying that like even self-righteously, it's just palpable to me. So the transmutation that I feel in my body of what's happening now, if the past is coming up for you and you're going, wait, is it creepy or is this like relieving somehow? This is so strange. You don't have to sink back into old patterns. You never will. You're a totally different person. If the past has to catch up to you, you're totally different than you were in the past. You don't have to worry that you're just going to like get sucked in and go right back to being that thing that you probably hated or like grew out of, or, you know, whatever. Now choose to accept, but won't accept for yourself, right? I believe in you. All right, bye.